Well, today really taught me that I still got a lot to learn. I do sometimes forget. I haven't even been trading futures for a year yet. And I should have had a huge win today. Ended up with a huge loss. And now, as you can see, I'm down to just one account, unfortunately. Um, didn't mind the trades I took today, but wasn't very patient. I wasn't wrong with my bias, but at the same time, there was factors that I should have known, and it was almost like a rookie mistake leading me to lose, and then every single trade I took ran right to TP. I only took 4 trades today, not 6, and they were all losses. One $600 loss, one $370 loss, one $650 loss, and one $320 loss. That being said, not too upset right now, to be honest. It is what it is. It's been a really rough week. I've had, honestly, a really good month, so can't complain. I believe I've taken 4 or 5 payouts this month, so I'm not complaining too much. Obviously, it would have been nice to get a few more, but it is what it is. Down to one account. Got to decide if I'm going to stay with Top Step or switch to Lucid. If I do stay with Top Step, it's pretty fucking expensive now because you kind of got to go to 150k accounts or your payouts are very limited. So, yeah, I don't know. But let's get into this today. I don't want to make this one too long, but we did have a bunch of news, pretty much all red folder at 5:30, 5 of them. And that was kind of my target for the day. It wasn't much of a data candle, so it wasn't a super strong draw in my opinion, but it was enough for me to want to target it. We had that there. So coming into the session, other than that, we really only had this Asia all-time high because we had this big-ass swing from yesterday's earnings report that came out right here. You can see we left a pretty decently sized breakaway gap from that earnings report, which actually left a very nice trade on London. As soon as we tap into that gap, we get a beautiful V-shaped 1-minute IFEG right up to these highs. That was a beautiful setup. Fortunately, I was long asleep at that point, but we did get a lot of chop from that. And on the 15-minute, you can see we had a few lows down here. We had London lows. We still have this new day opening gap, and then a bunch of shit down here. So honestly, shorts looked somewhat decent, but realistically, we just did not get an entry for shorts this morning. If you took shorts off rip, you're pretty much just gambling. I mean, there was entries, don't get me wrong, but if you took it off rip, I would not say that was a amazing trade. What the hell is going on with my Wi-Fi here? Okay, sorry about that, guys. I don't know what the hell just happened, but Wi-Fi's back. But yeah, if you took this right off rip, like if you got in here or here, that was decent down to London lows, but anything up here, this was just kind of a death candle. Not really much to go off there, and we were still trading within a 1 hour gap right here, so that hadn't been broken. It did get broken, but it hadn't been at the time, so I didn't like shorts. I didn't want to take shorts. We didn't really get anything significant other than this 15-minute inversion, but that didn't inverse all the way till we were down here. So at that point, we're already in the hourly, and then we're within these gaps. So I didn't like shorts at all. I did like longs off of obviously that hourly gap, and then we had these two 15-minute gaps here. And I'll show you guys on the 1 minute. We were constantly respecting this one, and this one we respected a bit as well, which led me into taking my trades. The thing I really messed up on today was not giving the respect to London low. I kind of thought we were just going to reverse off thin air. We did create a massive 15-minute fair value gap on the way down here. You can see right here. So this was kind of what I wanted to see get hit. Obviously, I was going to target up to the data highs, but I did want to see that get tapped into. And I did take my first trade down here. So we tap into this lower 15, and we do get there's a 2-minute inversion. You guys have to take my word for it. I'm not going into it on Top Step, but there was a 2-minute inversion here. I'm sure you guys can tell these candles aren't very spread out, but let's just pretend it was like this, which it was. Get the 2-minute inversion on this candle here, and that is where I entered this trade. And this one did not last long at all. I got railed pretty damn hard on this trade, on the bottom of this wick right there. And originally I was kind of pissed about it because I thought I just got wicked out. We still respected the bullish 2-minute, and obviously we're still respecting the 15, but it actually turned out this ran way lower, so that trade was going to take an L anyways. Good trade in my opinion. We had swept out all this trendline liquidity, tapped into a 15, tapped into an hourly, 2-minute inversion, and we had this 15-minute above to target. That was kind of going to be my break-even point, and I want to see this data high get hit. But that one runs right to stop loss, got manipulated pretty hard there, and we come down. We didn't break this 15-minute yet because this candle closed right here above it still, and same thinking in my head on this next trade. We were still respecting a 2-minute gap here, a bullish 2-minute gap, so I re-entered same trade. Same thinking on the first one. I don't really need to re-explain it, but this one got fried as well pretty quick. I had my stop loss on this low here. Sorry, and it got taken out pretty fast. So that was a $370 loss. We're now down $970. I still have 2 accounts rolling, but one is very close to being done. And at this point, we come down here to 7 o'clock, and we broke this one. So we inverse this top gap, but this last fair value gap of the leg, which is always very important, gets respected very nicely. And we get, where are we here? We get a 3 or 2-minute, sorry guys, everything was like based off 2-minute inversions today. We didn't get the 3-minute, which is what I should have waited for. As you can see, this was a complete mess up on my behalf because we did not get this 3-minute inversion, but we did get a 2-minute. And because we didn't get that 3-minute and the 1-minute as well, there's no reason I should have took a long here, especially with London lows this close. I really messed up on that. I just thought, since we were respecting this gap so hard, and realistically there's no reason for us to dump this hard. I do think we would have continued upwards here, but unfortunately, I'll show you guys in a second what happened. I did get stopped out there. Like I said, I think the news didn't help in this situation, but I should have definitely waited till we swept this London low before I even took anything. This was a way too early of an entry. And so I entered there, and then Trump says he floats a new plan to reopen the strait. I don't know why that dumped us, but like I said, we were so close to the London low that it made sense that we grabbed it. So I get stopped out, $650 loss. That blows my second account of the day. So I'm down 2 accounts on today, and I have 1 left. And yeah, I gave it one more shot. We did end up closing below this 15-minute gap here, but we did take London lows, and we did get a pretty strong move out of it. And as soon as we got these IFVGs here. Again, we didn't get it on the 3 minute, which railed me. Again, we got it on the 2 minute and the 1 minute. Okay, so again, I was just not trading great today. I was not being patient, and I paid for it hard because we swept line and lows. We get this 1 minute IFVG, and like an idiot, I enter right off the first 1 minute IFVG we get, and this one was very painful for me because I barely got stopped out. I got stopped out like literally right by like a ball hair on this. I mean, I would have got taken out probably right here anyways because my stop was kind of hinged off this gap here, because we did still have some low resistance targets that I figured there was a chance we do slide down a little bit. So I had a pretty tight stop and I was already down pretty fat. I was down like $1,500 already. So I had way too close of a stop loss. And the annoying part of this trade is I get stopped out by, like, let's just say we count this candle. I get stopped out by 15 points. And as you can see, after that, no drawdown. This runs straight to my take profit. And this would have been, let's just say my stop loss was at this swing low, 1 to almost 3.5, and I was set to make about $6,000 on this trade. Would have put me up 4 bands on the day, obviously only on one account, but it still would have been something. And I just had a bad entry, got chopped around, and that was that, right? If I had to say the trade of the day, if you're patient enough to wait, unlike me, would have been when we get this 3 minute inversion here, or even when we get this 3 minute inversion here. Could have very well entered after we had that sweep of the London low, chopped around, reswept some stuff, 3 minute inversion, very strong push up. You could have even entered all the way up here, targeting up to these data highs, break even midpoint of this fair value gap, and you could have easily hit a 1 to 4, no problem. That was the trade of the day, hands down. Did not like any shorts today. Were they there? Yes. I did not like any of them. If you took this trade, you did a really good job. Even if you went break even here, you didn't get tapped out. And it did take a while, don't get me wrong. It took all the way to 11 o'clock, but it did hit full TP. And yeah, that was a really good trade. If you guys took that, good job. Unfortunately, I was a little bit, more than a little bit impatient today, and I fucked myself over really hard. But it is what it is. It's part of the game. It's prop firms for you, you know. You can't really be too upset when you lose them. It's not like you're actually losing $2,000. Like, you're just losing the fee to get the account. So it's not that big of a deal. One of my payouts covered all those accounts, and I know I'll bounce back. I can do it once, I can do it again. So not the end of the world, and that's how you guys should be treating these prop firms. You shouldn't get too emotionally attached to your accounts, and especially when you're trying to size up like I am. Like, I'm sure you guys notice I'm taking pretty heavy losses now, but I'm also getting pretty heavy wins because I've started to size up a little bit, and I'm comfortable with losing. I mean, obviously I'd like to lose less, but I'm comfortable with losing more if it's going to mean I'm able to make more in the long run. So that's the way I see it. That's the way you guys should be seeing it. Don't be getting too stressed out over prop firms. They're not going anywhere. You can just get more and more and more, and one payout covers 2-3 months of fees. So yeah, with all that being said, I think I'm going to wrap this one up here. We do have, this is red folder, be aware of that. I like I said before, I don't know why they changed all the orange, but these are always red folders. So we do have news 30 minutes after market open. It's a Friday on a very volatile week, so do expect some chop. And yeah, we'll see how it goes tomorrow, but I'm going to wrap this one up here. Hopefully things go better for me tomorrow, and we can get a little bit of a win, so can at least feel good going into the weekend. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed, leave a like, comment, subscribe as usual, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.